These guys need to thank their lucky stars that they survived.
I seen nights full of pain, days are the same. You keep the sunshine, save me the rain.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebrities who've been shot.
As it were, at that moment, God decided to give him a second chance.
For this list, we're looking at celebrities who were shot at some point in their life, but survived the ordeal. We won't be including politicians or activists like Gabrielle Giffords or Malala Yousafzai, as those deserve lists of their own. Number 10, Lil Wayne.
Yeah. I'm going back in. Okay.
Lil Wayne had a challenging childhood, as he grew up in one of the poorest neighborhoods in New Orleans. Perhaps the scariest moment in his youth happened when he was 12 years old and accidentally shot himself in the chest with a 9mm handgun he was playing with. The bullet missed Lil Wayne's heart by just 2 inches.
What happened?
Oh, nothing, just an accident. I was young, stupid, tripping, high. But it's cool. I'm here making buku money.
Fortunately, he was saved by Robert Hubler, an off-duty police officer, who took him straight to the hospital, where he remained on life support for 2 weeks.
What happened to that boy? And I ain't pushing Tito. Super where the cup at. I'm working on my comeback.
Wayne must have taken his survival as a sign. The shot, and the brush with death it caused, inspired Lil Wayne to follow his dreams, work hard, and write music.
So I can pick the world up and I'ma drop it on your face. Yeah.
Number 9, Trace Adkins.
They raised her up a lady, but there's one thing they couldn't avoid. Ladies love country boys.
From being trapped on an oil rig during a hurricane to working for Donald Trump on The Celebrity Apprentice, Trace Adkins has had plenty of scary life experiences.
Well, he never actually pointed at me and said, "You're fired."
No, never had the heart to do.
I think I did, though, Trace.
You did.
Did you? I don't think so. I would have slapped the out of you.
His scariest experience, however, occurred in 1994 when he was shot with a .38 pistol by his now ex-wife, Julie Curtis. The bullet went through both of his lungs and both ventricles of his heart.
Tough times don't last, tough people do.
Doctors did not expect Adkins to survive, but against all odds, he pulled through. Also shocking, Adkins chose not to press charges against Curtis, as he believed the shooting was an accident.
Sweet Mother Mary, I'm so tired, but I can't come home till the last shot's fired.
Number 8, Oliver Stone.
You want something to smile at? Huh? You want something to smile at?
If you've seen Oliver Stone's movies Platoon or Born on the 4th of July, you can tell the director is clearly a harsh critic of the Vietnam War.
I need a bath.
Don't be raising your voice at me, Mr. Colvin. You watch your mouth.
Could you people help me, huh?
It turns out that these films come from a very personal place, as Stone is a Vietnam veteran himself.
Just confusion, and I ended up, as Charlie Sheen did in the movie, shooting at his feet.
During the war, Stone was shot in the neck and received a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star for his service. Stone returned home from the war both physically and emotionally scarred, but also with new passion for the arts and counterculture, which led him to screenwriting. Stone would later write Platoon, basing the film on his own personal experiences in Vietnam.
The movie was, in a sense, about my struggle to keep my own humanity going, and or call it a soul.
Number 7, Akon.
No matter how far I go, my car is stolen registration.
Akon's never been afraid to make music based on his hardships. One of the greatest adversities the singer has faced occurred right when his career was taking off.
Smack that, give me some more. Smack that till you get so. Smack that.
In December 2004, Akon was with his friend and manager Robert Montanez outside of a New Jersey bar when they were attacked by a man who was trying to mug rapper Capone. A fight broke out as Montanez tried to stop the man from robbing his friend, resulting in Akon being shot in the back of the shoulder. Akon was able to make a full recovery. However, Montanez unfortunately died from the altercation. Number 6, George Orwell.
From now on,
I'll protect your interests. And I'll make your decisions.
George Orwell wrote some of the most politically iconic literature of the 20th century. Like Oliver Stone, a great influence for his work came from his time fighting in a war.
In nearly 3 weeks, I'd fired just 3 shots at the enemy.
Despite being a British citizen, Orwell volunteered to fight in the Spanish Civil War. And it was while fighting in Spain that he was hit by a sniper's bullet, which missed his heart by the smallest of margins. Having been deemed medically unfit to continue fighting in the Civil War or to serve in World War II, Orwell had time to write. His most notable works, Animal Farm and 1984, both deal with the horrors of an authoritarian government, which is exactly what Orwell was fighting against in the Spanish Civil War.
Tell me, Winston, and remember, no lies. What are your true feelings towards Big Brother? I hate him. You must love him.
Number 5. Andy Warhol.
Valerie, no, don't, Valerie, no!
In 1968, pop artist Andy Warhol was shot and nearly killed by radical feminist writer Valerie Solanas, who believed the artist had snubbed her professionally. Claiming Warhol, quote, had too much control in her life, she confessed to the shooting the following day.
Here, take this. The police are looking for me and want me. I shot Andy Warhol.
According to the Andy Warhol Museum, he had to wear a surgical corset for the rest of his life as a result of his injuries. After the shooting, Warhol shifted his focus more to film and photography, even though his work changed dramatically after his near-death experience. His artistic accomplishments both before and after the incident are remembered.
And then the rest of his life, in some ways, facing down what he met that day.
Number 4. Kelly Preston. In 1990, actress Kelly Preston was engaged to a man who's no stranger to controversy, Charlie Sheen.
Especially when you see how I partied, man. It was epic. The run I was on made Sinatra, Flynn, Jagger, Richards, all of them just look like, you know, droopy-eyed, armless children.
The two were happy together and living in Malibu, until one morning when Preston accidentally shot herself in the arm with Charlie's pistol. Captain Tiger Blood himself had left his gun loaded and in his jeans pocket, a recipe for disaster for sure. And that recipe bore fruit when Preston picked the pants up off the floor.
When she lifted my pants off the scale, it fell out of the back jeans pocket and hit the floor and shot a bullet right between her legs. So she got hit with shrapnel.
When the revolver fell out, it hit the floor, fired, and Preston was struck by toilet shrapnel. The couple did break up after the incident, and Preston married John Travolta in 1991.
Oh my God, she has this amazing body.
But there's no bad blood between Preston and Sheen. And in fact, Preston was one of the few people to defend Sheen during his very public meltdown in 2011.
I expose people to magic. I expose them to something they're never otherwise going to see in their boring, normal lives. And I gave that to them. I may forget about them tomorrow, but they'll live with that memory for the rest of their lives.
Number 3. Old Dirty Bastard. Old Dirty Bastard, known as the loose cannon of the Wu-Tang Clan, lived a dangerous life, getting arrested many times during the course of his career. He's also the only member of this list to have been shot on 2 separate occasions.
Because it's like, this life is serious, you know what I mean?
First, he was shot in the abdomen by another rapper during an argument in 1994. 4 years later, he was shot again, this time in the back during a home invasion at his girlfriend's apartment.
Let me see you shake your brothers, get it from the back, from the front, let's do it.
Despite being very lucky to have made a full recovery after both shootings, Old Dirty Bastard's lifestyle caught up to him, taking him down with a drug overdose in 2004 at the age of 35.
And he was there, man. You know what I mean? But he had a smile on his face, like he had a face of bravery, like this is where I want to go right now.
Number 2. Bob Marley.
Don't give up the fight.
The 1970s were a difficult time for Jamaica, with tension and violence erupting between political factions. That's why Bob Marley held a free, non-political concert in Kingston, with the hope of bringing unity to the country. 2 days before the concert was held, Marley and his wife were shot by an unknown gunman in what was believed to be a politically motivated attack.
Went right through? Or just skinned?
No, I'm said lodge inside there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Despite still suffering from wounds on his arm and chest, Marley decided to perform at the concert.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Lively up yourself.
When asked why, Marley explained, quote, "The people who are trying to make the world worse aren't taking a day off. How can I?" Talk about a show must go on moment.
Bye, I shot the sheriff. Lord, I didn't shoot a deputy.
Before we unveil our #1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
I really didn't care if I lived or died at that point neither, but it was just like, you know, bullets kind of set you straight.
And he shoots me and goes in there, messes up my intestines. I had to have a colostomy for like 8 months.
#1, 50 Cent.
Different day, same shit, ain't nothing good in the hood. I run away from this bitch and never come back if I could.
While all the other celebrities on this list were lucky to survive their shooting, the fact that 50 Cent lived is nothing short of a miracle. In 2000, 50 Cent was shot at 9 times at close range by an unknown gunman, believed to be working for a drug lord. He was shot in the hand, arm, both legs, hip, chest, and cheek. 50 Cent hasn't shied away from discussing his brutal story, and even released a song titled 9 Shots, which fully describes the ordeal.
St. Mary medallion hanging from my robe. Try to punk me and my gun smoke.
Even more of a miracle than 50 Cent surviving the incident was that he was able to make a full recovery after just 5 months.
Many men, many men wish death upon me, Lord. I don't cry no more.
Do you agree with our list? Which celebrity shooting surprised you the most?
Look, man, before I used to be all into, all personal about things, man, there ain't nothing like life. Straight up.
For more deadly top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
We both came up on the gritty streets of Jamaica, Queens. 2 street kids, now men. It's sad it had to end this way.